Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So I wanted to tell you about a new position we're creating in city government that I think will improve what we do as a city government, and it's called the Chief of Innovation and Policy Development. It's really a position that will help us incorporate the best ideas in the city government and to become more efficient and thereby save taxpayer dollars. So what am I referring to? We need a position that helps us adopt new technologies, and that includes artificial intelligence. AI is rapidly emerging right now, and we don't know entirely how it's all going to play out. It'll take many years, and of course there's some things that we need to be concerned about with artificial intelligence, but it also has quickly been part of our lives in ways that we don't even know, on our smartphones and in so many other facets of what we do, and some of it we don't even notice. But there are some uses that can make what we do here in city government better. Cities across the country are using AI technologies to improve things like work and economic development, constituent services, and planning, just to name a few examples. So what we want to do is to make sure that we're using the technologies here that best suit New Bedford's needs. And again, I think if we can make everybody more productive by adopting some of these technologies, then at the end of the day, our residents get better services at lower cost. So that's the goal. At the same time, we want to make sure that this person is in charge of embracing bringing in new ideas, policy ideas to city government. We just had one recently, just to pick an example of the change in the fine scale for landlords that continue to allow trash violations to occur on their properties and allow their properties to be run down. That was a policy improvement that was adopted. I'm grateful for the City Council's approval of it just last week, but it's an example of a policy improvement that will help us deliver better services and improve the overall quality of life in neighborhoods. So we want to have somebody who's pulling those ideas in. We don't want to wall ourselves off from the world and not bring good ideas in, and we need somebody to do that. So that's the purpose of the position. So if you hear a little bit about that, then that's what it's about. We posted the position. We expect that person will be on board by this summer. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about, and this is sort of a complicated matter, but it's your taxpayer dollars at work. A judge last week ruled that the New Bedford Retirement Board violated the open meeting law when it appointed a member without posting the meeting to vote on that member. And you might say, well, okay, what's the implication? The implication is that they voted in a member whose purpose is essentially to raise the expense of the retirement fund for the city. And these are what we pay for toward our retirees is hugely expensive. This year it'll be $40 million. None of this is to say that retirees shouldn't get their due in city government, but the reality right now is that New Bedford is the 5th worst funded retirement system out of 105 in Massachusetts. We're at close to the bottom. And that means that taxpayers have to pay a lot more for that. So we need to balance the two interests, taxpayers and retirees, and it's been heavily weighted to the retirees. The responsible thing to do is not to continue to give what are called cost of living adjustments to the benefits that retirees get. I'd love to give them not only what they've been getting, but more, but the reality is that the city's having a tough time affording it without imposing on our taxpayers. So what the retirement board did was illegal. The judge has ruled that. This isn't my saying it. It was illegal, and we continue to pursue that case so that we can ensure that there's some appropriate approach by the retirement board to managing your taxpayer dollars. On a much lighter note, I just want to congratulate the Bedford Art Museum for acquiring and now revealing a major work of art. So glass, it is a glass sculpture by someone who is understood to be, or widely regarded to be, the preeminent glass sculptor in the world. His name is Dale Chihuly, and there is a hanging. The sculpture is a hanging sculpture, almost like a chandelier. You'll see it when you go into the art museum, but it's fantastic. It's really cool. I think you should get a chance to see it. It's, suffice to say, it's worth a fair amount of money, but it's also a piece that I think will center that museum for a while. So congratulations to them. It was a big deal that they were able to acquire it. So with all that, this has been the Mayor's Weekly Update. We'll see you next week.